All right, so we're going to move on to chapter 3, and hopefully, I'm going to do a better job of keeping up with my notes and stuff. So we'll see. I usually get caught up in the slides and then forget about my notes. Um, Sexuality of the media and the internet, like massive, massive impact on you, and not always for the best, right? So the learning objectives is sex media and pop culture, the internet and sexual literacy. And when I talked the last time about bad information, this place has plenty of it. Uh, right? So we're going to keep going. Uh, Online adult sexual content information. Online communities and rights. So there are some good things happening on the internet. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if they outweigh the bad things, but there are absolutely a lot of good things. Hopefully, it's in some kind of balance. So, sex and pop culture, right? So, music video. When I think of this, like I remember when before there was no music videos. But what is music videos is one of the things that comes to my mind all the time. Uh, Again, here's your discussion assignment. Here's your possible answers, and as usual, the questions will be mixed in the slides. Okay. Shared sexual images and hidden sexual messages, right? So you can look up subliminal advertising. If you don't know what that is, look up subliminal advertising. You might have gotten some exposure to it in Psych 1, I would hope, but I don't think you do really. Maybe Psych 3. Um, Human sexuality is seen as right. So advertising is everything, right? This is why we talk about this is why people have bad body images of themselves because advertising presents people that are not necessarily realistic. That is changing slowly. I see it changing slowly, but right, we always gravitate towards the beautiful people. And then we compare ourselves to them and we have a problem. Uh, like I said, popular music, the language in music, the lyrics, the visuals, all of that, right? Shape us. See, there used to be a lot more censorship, right? So when you watch TV now and you see movies, it doesn't matter, pretty much anything goes. But back in the 50s, when TV first came about, you never saw a picture of a bedroom. Couples, people were never seen in the bedroom. And then I'm pretty sure it was I Love Lucy might have been the first show to do that. But Dick Van Dyke had a show. Anyway, you don't know who these people are. Um, and they had separate beds. Like there wasn't a bed, there wasn't a king size bed where people showed in the bedroom. They each had little separate beds. And if somebody was seen on the bed, they had to have a foot on the floor. Like these were the things that people did uh, to censor us, right? Here's some of the movies that broke new ground. Here's some of the things that they did to change the image. And these are movies, right? This is not TV. Here's your first questions. Uh, Television, sitcom, reality TV. I didn't want to get started. I don't. It's not reality. Or it certainly isn't the. It isn't the average person's reality. How's that? Um, the internet and sexual literacy. We talked about sexual literacy a lot in chapter 1. Right? How does this turn like online dating? Right. That's a used way how we get relationships, virtual love, virtual sex. Mm. Then, of course, the problem is we have virtual humans. We're having relations with IA, basically, right? Um, AI, I'm sorry, AI, artificial intelligence, right? This, like I said, then there's cyberbullying, right? Here's the bad things bad information, cyberbullying, and of course, online predators. which we'll get into much later. Then we have micro celebrities, and they're not so micro anymore. Like my youngest daughter is into internet, mm, some advertising, videos, production, and that kind of stuff. And the influencers have millions of followers, and that's who she works with a lot. Her place gets those connected to products, right? And on the internet, they're the ones that are that are selling things, not like on TV, right? These the micro celebrities as they start, they get much bigger. Social networking sites, sexting, like all of this is not new to any of you, I'm guessing. Snapchat, I think, is gone already, right? Um, but right, this is the thing we tell right people like sexting, like texting back and forth is a little bit more private, but to think that it's not, right? Sending pictures of yourself um, in compromising positions, and then that person gets angry at you and shares that, right? And things get out of hand. Is there some more questions? Uh, so you're in junior college or high school. Maybe some of you sometimes there's a high school class, but and you're just getting your basically your human sexuality or sex education in school. Like this should be happening. A form of this should be happening like in the sixth grade, because by now many of you have had a bad sexual experience or had sexual confusion or had problems, right? So it started going away, and people now, there's a lot of focus right now on making sure that you don't get these kind of class, kind of education, even at this level. Um, so the other side of the coin is like our parent. We don't really learn a lot from our parents. We don't listen to our parents. We don't think they know shit, and we listen to our peers or online instead. And a lot of it is all wrong. And online is risky, right? Sexual predators, and we're going to talk about grooming and coercion and all that much later in the class, but it is very risky online. You do not typically, the average person does not have the ability to know what's real and not, is it? Uh, However, though, there are some good things, right? But the other side of the coin is we are pornography, soft pornography, and hard pornography are both much more easy to access online than they used to be before that was an option. And then, of course, we have online dating, connecting, hooking up, which we are, all those definitions, avatars, uh, right? We draw pictures of ourselves as gamers or whatever, people gamers, and you make an avatar of yourself that is who you would like to see yourself be. Mm. And then, of course, as I say, all you got to do is push the button and say you're 18, right? Like there's nothing that checks you. There's nothing checking your birthday. I remember my daughter was in third grade, maybe, or second, my youngest, and she went on her own and started a MySpace account. Just clicked the button saying she was old enough. Right? She was in the third grade. Might have been the second grade even. Luckily, she went to her older brothers and sisters who got her out of that. But that's how easy it was for her to get online. And like I said, right? So it's risky at best. I talked about soft porn and hardcore porn. Soft porn is really like advertising. There's a lot of soft porn in advertising. Uh, and then hardcore porn actually has sexual aggressive acts. Questions? And like I said, now everybody has access to it. Where before, like back in the day, you had to go into some magazine shop or news shop, or we used to have a newsstand, and people would, like, there was a whole section way in the back of dirty magazines. Right? That's what Playboy and that stuff barely started. It wasn't around that long, it wasn't that long ago in the '60s and '70s that stuff came about. And that's that. He'll talk about online community, sexual well-being. You're going to read all that. So here's some questions that just for thought, right? How's the internet changed your sexuality, including your expressions, desires, romance, etc.? So just some food for thought to you. All right. That's chapter 3 in a nutshell. Now, keep going.